Hello! In this video, I'm going to walk you through autonomous agents, starting with what they are, what makes them different, and how to build one with Upsonic. Okay, let's start with a question. First of all, what makes an agent autonomous? So, autonomous agent is built for cases where things are not clear or deterministic. The agent needs to figure out the approach itself. So, this step involves self-learning capability. It updates on files, its own memory, its own behavior. So the more you use it, the better it gets. Another part is that it writes its own tools. Instead of chaining 5 generic tool calls to do one thing, the agent writes a specific tool that solves the problem entirely. So we have pre-configured file system and shell commands all sandboxed to one workspace. Then we have Markdown-driven identity and memory, which is the beauty of this autonomous agent. Another question, who should care? So basically, if you want to develop a coding assistant, developer operations agent, personal assistant, so basically any agent that needs to act on a system and get better over time. Okay, here is what Upsonic's autonomous agent gives you, and I'm going to walk you through each of this one by one. Let's talk about this core feature. The agent is pre-configured with all these tools. It can read, write, do all the things that you allow. Also, it will execute secure terminal commands with timeouts and output capture. Another thing is that everything is sandboxed to the workspace directory that we define. So it's completely safe in that regard. Also, we have enforcement, which is basically, we say, read before edit, and this prevents blind modifications by the agent. Now it's time to talk about markdowns. Agent's markdown is the core part of this agent, and I call this operating system of the agent because you teach how to operate. Here is how you handle the memory, write your daily logs here, do the stuff here, and this is your safety rule, don't cross that. This is basically you tell everything and it remembers because it runs in every session. On the other hand, we have Bootstrap Markdown. As you can tell from the name, it runs only once and bootstraps the agent environment. And this is where we set who we are as a user, who are you as an agent, and everything. You can pre-configure, of course, you can write the markdown yourself, but optionally, you can also have a conversation set up where you talk with the agent and it figures out itself and also the user itself. Another thing, of course, it sets all the project structure and everything for once, and then it's gone. It deletes itself. So the way to think about it is that Agents Markdown is universal. You can template it, reuse it across your projects. And Bootstrap is personal. It's the localization layer for the specific agent for working with specific human. So this sole markdown is basically how we tell who the agent is. It's the vibe, the boundaries, things like, okay, be genuinely helpful, not performatively helpful, don't approve me all the time, and some rules for external actions. This is the part that we set our agent's character. On the other side, we have user. This part is basically, it's about you. And who are you? Your name, your time zone, what projects you are working on, and how do you like to communicate? What's your communication style? What annoys you? And the agent fills this over time. Both of them evolves over time, and it updates itself based on the knowledge that you provide. So in Upsonic, there's greetings mechanism, which is agent initialize the conversation. In most frameworks, you send the first message, but here it creates an internal task, makes an alarm call through the full agent pipeline. So memory, tools, system prompts are all loaded and says hello, then ask what you would like to do. And the agent starts ready and you start working, and it's, I think, a great touch for the conversation flow. Once your autonomous agent is set up with this workspace, then you will want to plug your agent into an interface. Upsonic supports multiple actually. We have Telegram, WhatsApp, Slack, Gmail, and optionally even you can develop your web application. The beauty part is that it's only a few lines of code. You import the interface, pass agent, pass credentials. That's basically the whole setup, and it's so convenient because the point is that I want to use my agent using my phone. For example, think about like I have a server. I want to connect my server from my phone and want to edit some files. It's done. I can use Telegram and just tell my agent to do so. Optionally, you can add heartbeat parameter here, and it's even more automation here, and it can check regularly some things. Autonomous agent is well known for its markdown-based memory, which is a pretty new concept. Here we have generally two memory layers. One is daily notes. It's similar to daily journal. We basically talk with agent and it takes the daily notes, what we talk, the task, the events, what we did yesterday or another day. On the other side, long-term memory, the agent itself decides what's worth remembering. And the great part is that no database, no vector store, no retrieval pipeline for this layer. It's just plain markdown and managed by the agent itself. We just define the memory behavior in agent's markdown. But let's compare them together, what we were using before this kind of memory management. Appsonic supports both memory types. If you want to use traditional memory, you can easily set SQL, Redis, etc. And even there are some parameters in Appsonic's autonomous agent like session memory, summary memory, user analysis. You just have to flag them to true. But let's talk about the differences. So how it works. In Markdown memory, it's basically agent read and write the files in the workspace. Traditional memory, just it stores conversation history automatically. The setup part is so straightforward in Markdown. You just define the behavior in agent's Markdown. And traditional memory is a little bit complicated. You have to configure the storage backend. And also the question is what gets stored. In Markdown memory, it's a question mark because agent decides what's worth keeping. And the other side, we have to, of course, create tables. I will say, you can use both together. It's completely configurable. And traditional handles the structure recall and Markdown handles the journal. And they are complementary. They are not competing each other. So it's all your use case. Okay, now I hope you have a clear image of what autonomous agent is. I create an expense tracking agent using autonomous agent class, and we will see this on action. All right, so let's look at a real example. Here we have our expense tracker bot running on Telegram. And this is the structure we have. Main py for the server and toolspy for OCR, which is a custom tool I added here, then imported on main py. This workspace is everything we have talked about. It has agents markdown, bootstrap, sol, user. Now, as soon as we send a receipt, there will be expenses CSV created. Okay, now I'm going to message the bot for the first time and wait for the bootstrap MD to kick in. The agent reads the bootstrap and then it will ask me probably, who are you? Okay, I will keep it short. I will just say I am Hiram and you are Fina. Okay, you can see here it's deleted because we specify it in agents markdown. And even it's created identity because I gave a name, Fina, and you can see the vibe, directful, helpful. Then in user MD, it updated my name here. And as we, of course, soon talk more, it will evolve over time. It asks for more, but I will just send the receipt. The agent runs CR, parses the files, saves to expense it will create any soon time. Okay. Perfect. Now we have our CSV, everything extracted, date, amount, merchants, and logged. I can ask for summaries anytime. Of course, now it's just one entry, but once you give more receipts, it will collect everything in CSV and you can get a clean summary. And that's it. You can just create a custom tool and expand this agent for your case. So this is all we prepared for today. And you can find project details in our document and example repository.